I'm going to see you, honey.
Oh, really?
So, I just want to tell you, I never regretted a minute, and I always love you.
Me too.
Our love is a miracle. We have gone through many situations in our life that our love has seen us through, and we look at other people and say, oh, they're getting a divorce. How can that be? Because we have such different backgrounds. We had different backgrounds in culture and language and experiences. We had so many different, and yet our love could continue to hold us together. At that time, it was very difficult to get married to a Korean national, especially if you were an American officer. The Korean government and the American government discouraged you from trying to get married. And so when we proposed marriage, or when I proposed marriage to her, we had to go through a regulation that was generated by the Army there, that you had to have investigations by the police, the Korean police, the criminal investigation department. You had to have interviews. You had to have proof that you were not a spy for the North Koreans, all these kind of things. The Koreans at that time did not approve or did not like the idea of their ladies marrying international mixed race people. The historic perspective of the Koreans was that they were always being invaded by other countries, and therefore their solution to that problem was to keep their racial purity. And so my wife used to always say that if her father was alive or her grandfather was alive, she would not have been able to marry me because they would have put out a contract to break my legs or do something awful to me so that we couldn't get married. So we decided that the way to solve this solution, or she decided, I did not know about her decision, was that she did not tell her relatives or her immediate family that she was married to an American until the day before she left Korea. Later in our marriage, when I took her home to Pennsylvania where my relatives were, we did not have any kind of hostility in our marriages. My relatives were all very strict religious people, and therefore they did not readily accept my wife, simply because they did not know what a wonderful person she was. We were caught between two cultures. They expected us to act like Koreans. Sometimes they thought they expected us to act like Americans. And we went back to Korea for 3.5 years. All of her relatives forgave me for stealing their sister, and we had a great time. For 3.5 years I taught at Korean Nazarene University as a English teacher, and we had a good time, and my wife was able to regain her language. She had lost about 40% of her language ability by living in this country and speaking only English.